I think the challenge that we face in addressing risk, you've got folks from finance who are coming in who really are very linear thinkers and really want to define what risk looks like. And you've got colleagues from civil society organizations that define risk differently. When you're dealing with complex issues, how do you begin to define risk and navigate risk when you're dealing with complexity and wicked problems?
Well, the literature on risk distinguishes between risk and uncertainty. Risk is where you can make a calculation that something might happen. We can actually estimate the likelihood of getting hit by lightning. We can estimate the likelihood of being in an automobile accident. We can calculate under various scenarios the likelihood of the sea rising a certain amount and of cities being devastated or agriculture being devastated. Uncertainty is where we don't know enough to calculate what might happen. And where we move from risk into uncertainty is where what evolves is so dramatically different from what we know that we can't even estimate in any reasonable way what the parameters might be. I was recently at a conference on climate change and food in which fairly conservative estimates based on the latest data that's emerging about climate change is that by the year 2050, 20 countries are gone, 60 cities are gone, 1.5 billion people are displaced. Those are risk numbers. The violence that ensues from that, the disease that may ensue from that, the massive displacement of that numbers of people and countries and the changing conditions of the entire world order, the transformations that will have to occur, that's uncertain. And so we're moved from risk to being able to calculate things into uncertainty when we don't even have the parameters of what something may mean. And increasingly, that's the territory we're moving into, where in those kind of complex situations, you learn what's happening by engaging, by getting involved, by doing something, not waiting to try to calculate it all in advance. You move beyond risk into uncertainty. So there are areas, again, where we want to take risk because we know what the parameters are, but we don't know what the other side of some of that is, and living with those uncertainties takes us into regular monitoring as things emerge, as they evolve, looking at how indicators are changing and figuring out what happens there.